Greetings, gods and goddesses in training. Welcome back to the channel. It is Uncle Makara, all relations. Let's get started today. Today we're talking about a very enlightening topic, and we're speaking about lore maxing. Okay, we're talking about your story arc, your character arc, how you can build it yourself from the ground up, all the way from scratch. This is the kind of information that people pay me thousands of dollars for in one of my energy training sessions called Flomo Sapien, where at the end of those 8 weeks, we do a character integration. So this is a lot of information from there, and some of the pieces that I've used in my own life to build this guy, this Uncle Makara character, and some things that will help you to try to understand what's really going on. So a character isn't just about cool outfits and magic and, weapons and stuff like this, okay? It's the actual process, the actual journey, right? The narrative that we all go through. There's something called narrative therapy. I don't know if you knew that. There's something called narrative therapy, okay? Look it up. So if we're looking towards healing ourselves, we can use this process of narrative therapy. Some of the core principles of narrative therapy include understanding you are not the problem, the process of separating that person from the problem, so externalization. Instead of saying I'm depressed, you say the fog of depression sometimes surrounds me, but I can navigate through it, right? So you're changing the narrative, you're rewriting, you're reframing, which they use a lot in cognitive behavior therapy, to emphasize your strengths, your resilience, your victories, rather than your failures or your suffering. Instead of saying I'm a failure, you could say I'm a winner in transit, right? You are actually building towards something. So just like this, you can make descriptions that are very limiting towards yourself. You could say I'm bad at relationships. That's a narrative, right? That's going to put you into a particular character arc. However, if you reframe it as the narrative you want, I have faced difficulties in relationships. However, the story doesn't end here. I'm going to choose the narrative now. I'm learning communication skills and actually growing in my self-awareness. So I'm not bad at relationships. I'm great at relationships, actually, right? We're slowly moving and evolving into the newer narrative. So this is the real power of this. Of course, there's the role of culture in society. Many personal narratives are shaped by societal expectations, like different family beliefs, cultural pressures, things like this too. We got to understand how to identify alternative stories. So a therapist who's a narrative therapist usually names the problem, explores how the problem influences them and how they can influence it, find exceptions where they successfully resisted or overcame it, and construct a more empowering narrative based on these strengths. So understand, guys, just like in positive psychology we focus on strengths, the strengths are actually bringing you into the greater narrative. Isn't that beautiful? This is why we call it the values in action quiz, right, for character strengths in positive psych. It's about becoming the conscious author of your own life rather than being the passive character that's trapped in a storyline that's led by the external world, circumstances, past experience, and so forth. Alright guys, let's get tapped in. Of course, if you watch this video till this far, tickle the algo for me. Let's go. Every hero has basically an inciting incident, right? A moment when the old way stops working and the unknown starts calling them. So what was yours? Was it a crisis that shattered your world? Was it a mentor or a book that lit a fire under your ass or set your mind on fire, ablaze, right? Was it a synchronicity that was so wild that you couldn't even ignore it? You see, most people, they ignore these calls. They stay in the comfort zone. But you're different. You have activation rituals, right? You write down 5 of the biggest turning points in your life. This is the best thing to do if you're really working towards a character arc, okay? 5 milestones, 5 different points of your life. Find the hidden pattern. What is the force, the Tao, that is invisible? What is constantly pulling you forward towards your mission? That's the energy that's guiding your arc. That's the chi line. So every great hero follows a timeless pattern, and your arc has a theme, a soul print. Okay, so what is your archetype? Who are you meant to be? Who you're meant to be is who is going to serve you at the greatest level, serve humanity at the greatest level. I'm stepping into more of the outlaw king archetype this month for Metamorphosis March. So I've been thinking about my archetype. I may go with like an outlaw king type of archetype, but I'm still thinking about it. These are some questions that I would ask myself. Which archetype awakens something deep within me? Okay? Move some internal kundalini energy within me. Right? I can tell my chakras are buzzing with energy. When I delve into the samurai code, or maybe the Italian mobster archetype. Maybe. I don't know, right? Which traits do you already embody? Which do you need to cultivate? Which do you need to start showing up as? Do you need to start showing up as that person? You need to speak, move, dress like your final form already. Okay? So what's your mythic mission? What keeps you up at night? How do you lore max this thing? Is it mastering your craft until you're untouchable? Is it unlocking new states of consciousness? Is it guiding other people through darkness? Of course, I'm talking about my own narrative here, but most people just are drifters, okay? They're doom, 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 doom. I wanna if you know, okay? Most people drift through life, okay? They're drifters. You're a slacker, McFly. They're drifters with no sense of why they're even here. A true seeker, they have a reason to wake up. If you had 1 decade to create your legend, what would you do? If your life was a myth, what would be your final trial and reward? Start documenting your saga as well, okay? Your journey is your proof. Be transparent about what you're feeling, what you're going through. Because really, this process is going to cause a ripple effect to everybody around you. The type of person that you are, every legendary character has symbols and sacred artifacts that reinforce their lore, right? A motto, flow or die, right? Personal insignia, a power object like a ring, a talisman, something on them physically. And of course, developing a flow state ritual that locks them in to the zone every single day. So the story arc isn't just a concept that I want you to mentally regurgitate. Okay, this is what a lot of coaches will have you do. Just think about it. Okay? Put it in your mind mentally. No, it's a way of moving through life. To train like the version of you that doesn't hesitate. To speak and act like somebody who already knows their fate. You make power moves because legends don't ask for permission. It's just a game, man. And this is a spiritual cheat code. When you walk in alignment with your legendary self, the universe moves for you and with you. So what is this era of your life? Is it the Flow Wars? Is it the Year of Mastery? Okay. Is it Venus Flytrap, right? Name it. Name the theme song of your life, right? That makes you feel like a protagonist. Find a theme song of your life too, right? Like you know how wrestlers have like a theme song that they come out to? I do this when I'm channeling, okay? I have a theme song. I have something that I chime into beforehand. Something that connects me deeply with that understanding or that frequency. And I gotta trust my intuition in that moment. Okay, I'm going to be channeling tonight, by the way. Today's 3-3. Okay, a very powerful portal for creativity, for impact, for mastery, for energy. And it also will help you deeply heal the inner child today. Okay, so embody your arc every day. The universe is watching your transformation. Think of it like you have this mass audience of all these entities invisible to you, watching you as you slay it, as you crush it, as you dominate your day. So no more random side quests, no more NPC energy, okay? It's time to own our stories, man. It's time to own our stories. Become the living legends that we were always meant to be, the gods and goddesses in training, the future ascended masters, the kinds of people that people will tell stories about, the kind that echoes throughout time, these timeless beings. The ink of fate is in your hand, so write your saga. You see, a compelling character arc makes the story engaging, relatable, emotionally chiming, powerful. Without it, even the most imaginative world can feel really flat. So you gotta make your character feel real to your own narrative in your own life. Don't make it too distant from your current version of you. It's just an amplification of what already is. common mistakes people make are like they have two unbelievable arcs. There's very unsubtle changes, like a before and after picture with no, just little minimal change between them. Very predictable journeys, like you can guess what's going to happen in their storyline already. You know what I mean? You can look at them and be like, yeah, that's what they're going to end up, right? That's not a powerful arc. An unpredictable journey is dangerous. Right? It's powerful. It's exciting, right? You can have a positive arc like Bilbo Baggins, right, on the Hobbit or whatever. Then we have the negative arc, right, where the character descends into darkness, right? Think Walter White, for instance. Then we have the flat arc, like Sherlock Holmes is the flat arc, right? Because that character remains consistent, but changes the world around them. They impact and influence the world around them, okay? So Sherlock Holmes as a character isn't changing, he is fully himself, and the world around him is changing, right? So this is a flat arc version. You can work with these, right, in your own life. You can actually hack this by understanding the 5 core building blocks of a character arc, and I'm going to reveal it to you right now, okay? So get a notepad and write these down. Number 1 is the ghost, a past trauma of yours or some event that shaped your character's worldview, the biggest trauma ever, right? The dark fuel, the thing that is there in the background that is moving you, the shadow of yours that's moving you, okay? That's the ghost. Secondly is the lie, the false belief that the character holds that actually limits them, that limits their journey. So your greatest limiting belief, this is one of the most core beliefs that you have. For me, it was that I don't belong. Then we have the want, what the character thinks will make them whole. And then we have the actual need, the actual internal realization they must embrace to grow. And then the truth, the ultimate lesson they learn or reject in a negative arc. So character arcs should weave into the story's actual structure. So that means if you have a hook, you introduce the protagonist's flaws, desires, their lie, the event that disrupts into the ordinary world, they step into the unknown. You can look at the hero's journey as a map, right? The villain forces the hero to react, they glimpse the truth but they struggle to embrace it, the antagonist escalates, testing their limits, the character is at their most vulnerable, close to failing. Truth and lie battle, one must die. The final transformation, downfall. The story's theme is a moral argument explored through different perspectives. So great arcs reinforce the theme. Great arcs reinforce the theme. So The Hobbit teaches that true happiness comes from stepping outside of your comfort zone. Dune, for instance, starts with a positive arc but descends into a tragic negative arc in Dune Messiah, right, which is the upcoming movie. The character may continue their arc and switch between positive and negative arcs too, or remain flat and influence others in sequels. But a strong character arc is the backbone of an unforgettable fantasy storyline, okay? It mirrors real-life transformation, making the audience invest emotionally to it. So, y'all know that I'm on this practical mysticism grind, right? It's like I'm away from this kind of hustle mentality. That's kind of my nemesis energy, I guess you could say. And I'm understanding that I'm taking the supernatural and making it tangible, understandable. 8 bars, right? So karma, reincarnation, consciousness shifts isn't about floating up into the ether. It's about real world application, okay? Karma isn't some cosmic soundboard. It's your subconscious receipts. You steal, your own subconscious tags you as someone that can't earn that thing legit. That belief sinks into your nervous system and boom, you start repelling success. That's why all the big religions, whether it's Christianity, Islam, Judaism, they tell you don't steal. It's just energetic physics. It's not just morality. Your trajectory should inspire you. A story implies purpose. It means that life ain't just a bunch of random events happening, right? It means that you ain't just floundering around like a salmon. You're on a mission. Magic, purpose, mysticism, your own lore gives you a mission. Before 2020, magic was kind of NPC mode, okay? Same recycled chaos magic concepts, some weird witchcraft routines here and there, like not authentic white magic, right, from source. But then, boom, after 2020, people, I think, started waking up. They realized magic isn't just about manifesting a new car, it's about changing the fundamental structures of your consciousness. So this actually ties into your story arc, because every hero needs a call to adventure, right? Maybe you've hit rock bottom right now. Maybe you lost everything. Maybe you got arrested. That was when life will tell you, are you in or are you out? Now, you can refuse the call of your own journey of life, but you're going to then remain stuck. Stay small. But if you accept it, you enter the ordeal. The lessons, the mentors, the push, right? Every hero gets one. Sometimes it's an elder, other times it's a random book, other times it's a random conversation that changes the entire trajectory of your whole life. It's a threshold, right? The moment of the first big breakthrough. You want to know what that is. When was the moment where there was a first big level up for you? Because once you ascend, you got to come back with helping hands. He returns to uplift others. So the real question is, what's your story arc? Are you waking up just to go to work and then just go to sleep? Are you becoming something legendary each day? The ones that win are the ones who can control what they can control. You can't control life's chaos, but you can control your frequency, your habits, your response to life. That's the real power move, man. That's the drill, okay? Keep the frequency high, keep the mission tight. I'll see you all soon. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Let's go. Let's win, guys. Osa. Much love.